I'm near the wall and bad things are happening to me, right? Just realize in fights, not everything's always going to swing our way, right? So Sam's here. He starts kind of just beating up on me, right? And he's backing me up, and boom, I've hit the wall. What do I do, and how do I address the problem, right? Because we can't just keep backing up. Regardless what surface we fight in, there is generally a boundary. Whether it's cage or ring, whatever we have to fight in, you're going to run into a boundary at some point. So how do I get out of this without continually getting my shit wrong, right? Like, that's the goal. So we're here. First thing is, I got to keep my eyes open, and I'm looking to keep defensively minded, right? I'm not trying to settle and wing back one hard shot and hope it lands, right? I'm not looking to just cover up and, melt into the floor, right? I have to look to retake that center point that we talked about. Me and Sam are standing here. That center point is the point in between the front of my foot and the middle of his hips. Who's got control of this line right here dictates who's winning this fight. So I'm here. We're going to work on what's called the bully jab. One of my favorite fighters to use this, for those of you looking for a good video to watch, Tyrone Spong, King of the Ring. He fought in Glory a bunch, and he did this versus Peter Arts. If you're looking for a good knockout video. But Peter's beating the shit out of him, right? Bop, bop, bop. He's here. Bop. He's here. He sticks a jab. And he sticks it stiff, but he's tight chin to shoulder here. Right hand up high. Boom. And when it lands, he doesn't retract it. He does what's called a bully jab. He tucks his chin behind his shoulder, and he's here. And he uses that almost like a stiff arm. So Sam's bop, bop, here, bop, here. And he's normally cupping right across that collarbone. Works big or little glove. So we're here with Sam. Boom. Right here. And I'm here. And all he did was push in, quarter step, one direction or the other. I'm generally going to go to my right side because I don't want to quarter turn into Sam's left hook, right hand straight down the pipe, right? Like, it never ends well when you step into their power. So I'm here. I use that bully to give myself the space to cut and turn. Now, I'm away from the wall, hopefully. We're not fighting in such a small thing that you can't get away. Boom. Then you break out and move out. Does that make sense? So we're here, we're a step away, Sam's beating me up. He's beating me up. He's really good at kickboxing for some reason today. I don't appreciate that, right? Boom. I stick that jab, and I'm almost trying to hit him in the chest. I don't care if it lands chin. It's sticking. And then it hits that collarbone here. And I'm using that as a good grip here. Because now if Sam goes to hit me, I can off-balance him. And that's the nice part about this, is if I'm here, Sam goes to kick. Sam goes to punch. Doesn't matter. I can off-balance him and use that to break that distance. I'm keeping my chin down, my eyes up at him, so that way when Sam goes to swing, I know what's coming. Now, this isn't something where you hang out for 5 minutes. He starts beating me up, bop, 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 I bop, and I use that to move. All I'm trying to get is one shuffle step from this. I'm not trying to run Sam across the room. I'm trying to shuffle and turn. Now, for those of you who are dirty southpaws, boom, same thing applies. He's here, he's beating me up, bop, 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 I don't care. Bop, I hit that jab stiff, I hit it to that same thing. He goes to try to swing on me, bop, I can off balance him. Now, for you guys, I'm going to recommend stepping fierce in here. And for you guys, that's going to line up that kick for you nicely. So what I want you guys to start with is getting that off step first and just clearing out. Once you've gotten a good sense of that clearing out, clear out, count. Make sense? First couple times, we're here. All I'm looking for is that first shuffle, step, clear. Get that 3-4 times. Once you've gotten that, boom, step, here. Counter, sugar and spice it yourself. I'm moving him, yes. Because all I'm trying to do is off balance him. Because if I leave Sam to his devices, he's going to continue whooping the shit out of me, right? Like, whenever you're sparring and you're getting the better of someone and they're not counter fighting, what do you whoop the shit out of him, right?
Were you pulling him or are you kind of pushing him to the side?
Push. I want him away from me. So at no point do I want to be like, hey Sam, come here, I want to hug.
Yeah.
Like, that's never going to do. Right? And it's get away, get away, get away. Makes sense?
Off topic, but that seems like it would work well if you fight and jump push.
Yeah, so I don't normally teach self-defense seminars, but I'm not qualified. I train in a sport where there's referees, blood tests, and rule sets, right? You don't teach us a ton of self-defense seminars. My first rule of self-defense is run. Step one in Sam's a bad guy and we're in a dark alley is, hi Sam. You know, get on your butt. Get moving. That's step one in defense. Same thing here. Just because Sam's beating my ass does not mean I have to consent to this. It's the same thing when I talk about when he takes me down. That doesn't mean I have to consent to ground fighting. Because he's fighting me here, oh, okay, screw you. We're going to fight out in the center, and I'm going to reset, and then we'll have this conversation again. You have to be able to reset like that when things aren't swinging your way. Does that make sense?
When you're throwing, you say aim at the chest, so it's like you land it, and then like as you land it, you're
Bop, bop.
Okay, so it is like two motions.
Think about it as a double jab almost,
Okay.
but you're not really retracting.
Okay.
Hit, slide up.
But you're not jabbing his face and then now you're going to jab up.
Yeah, because what I want is, if he parries my jab or anything like that, it's much easier to parry to the face. Here, then up there.
And always across those.
Other questions? Morel's beat me up for once in his life. Boom, I hit that first jab. I stick it. Slide up to that collarbone. Here, move, step out. Lets you cut that angle. Biggest thing is stop his momentum, change the angle. Make sense? One push. Because if I'm here and I start pushing Morel across the room, right, he's going to, you know, no one's just going to let you run me around, right? So that's why I say we're trying to get that one shuffle. I'm here, bop, here. Just enough space to exit the room or start countering. You know, I've broken his momentum, now I can hit the pattern. Does that make sense?
So it's a jab and then it's a push? Or
Yes.
it's
Bop, bop.
So you like that chest
So,
so
boom,
like
bop. I'm going to stick a jab right in your chest. One, doesn't feel good. Two, just a good position, right? Bop, bop. Kind of like if we were to high-low there. Same concept. It's just instead of here, it's bop, bop. Same concept as that low high jab we work every once in a while. Just instead you're going to that bully instead of a true stick jab.
you can pivot off.
Pivot off to the side you're comfortable. I would, if you're ortho to ortho, go out to your right. If you're ortho to southpaw, so if Morel switches, here, I'm here, I'm going to really off balance and then come back.
Are you waiting for any kind of swing in particular to go for the
Break the
jab?
pattern. So all I'm looking for is a moment where I feel comfortable to stick. You know, you gotta, you know how most guys fight in a rhythm, right? We talk about that pattern interrupt. That's what you're looking for, is that pattern. So it's not gonna be up, oh, wait for the left hook, or wait for the overhand. It's find a spot, hit it. Like it's not gonna be off a certain shot. Fill her out. 1, 2, 3. Morel starts to beat me up. So I'm here, he starts beating me up, right? I don't like any of this, right? So obviously, I gotta find something to get out of here. Now, most people, when they start really piecing you up, will start to sit into their punches, just like relative, right? They start sitting in, really trying to find one, right? Perfect. All I want to do is pull that base out from under. How many of you guys have ever rotated a refrigerator, right? You put it up on its edge, turn it, right? All we're going to do, I'm going to put him up on that edge and turn. So he's here, he starts really sitting into those punches, great, I'm still defensively sound. All we're going to do is I'm going to use my foot like a hook here. I'm going to hit, and I'm looking to pull his foot out, pop, and move. So we're here, I don't like what's happening. and out. I don't care which side they are, if they're a dirty southpaw. All you're looking to do is bring that foot in like a hook. So I'm not turning it, trying to go shin to shin and kick their calf. Like, that's going to hurt you much more than it's going to hurt. I think none of that's going to feel good for either of us involved. So all I'm trying to do here is hit with the inside of the ball of this ankle here. And I'm just trying to knock your foot out from underneath. Yeah, almost like a soccer corner kick, like here. So that way you're off base and then I can move. So we're here. I don't like that. He starts to sit in. See how his hips get over his weights here? All we're doing is waiting for that weight to be there. Bop. Opposite out. Just looking to time that. Even if you have to do it with your back fully pressed. Just chopping that foot out, get yourself out of dodge. Questions?
Can you kick into a thigh clinch and then
Can't. Exit first. If you want to tie clinch and do something else, do it when you're not getting your ass whooped. Kind of like escaping the bad. Bad things are happening. In the bad things first, then try to be offensive. Does that make sense?
I'm guessing you can't really go sleep there because they're heavy.
It's going to be real tough, especially while you're getting. In an ideal world, yeah, you can flip sleep and things go well for you, right? But you're also getting hit in the mouth. Mike Tyson quote for everyone's ever heard, right? So all we're trying to do here is stop bad things from happening to me, readjust and reattack. Make sense? Questions on this? Who else here? He's beating me up. I don't like any of this. Okay. See how he's starting to sit? Off balance him. Move. 1, 2, 3. Rel's beating me up. I've got my back against the wall. I don't like anything that's happening. I'm here. All I'm going to do is pull my knee to my chest here. Here. Almost like you're going to do the Karate Kid pose, right? But when I'm here, I'm looking to aim my foot right for the middle of his solar plexus or right above his belly button. The mistake a lot of people make is they aim right for the belly button and they end up kicking people right in the dick. Doesn't work out, right? So when I'm here, I get my foot up here. And the second my foot makes contact, I have to stay balanced. What a lot of people do is they fall forward on it. And what ends up happening is, especially, let's say we're in the middle of a fist fight, most of you are sweating. I'm here, slip, wow. That's the #1 mistake people make with teams. That and a little bit of speed. So when I'm here, bop, I have to stay in that balanced stance. A couple ways to do that. One, jerk your heel in that little bit. You don't want to, but I'm here, I base into it. Here, there's ropes, wall, you can use that. If not, here. Here, bop. You should be able to stay in your stance with this kick. Hands up. Now, for all of you who are like, man, if I throw my hands into this, it'll really be hard. You'd be wrong, Carson. My hands have to stay up or my hands stay out. I prefer up, because we're assuming in this case, things have gone poorly, up to this point. Putting my hands out away from my face is only going to make that problem worse. So I'm here. I want to stay balanced. All you're looking for is that back step. I don't need him to go across the room with this. I'm not Sparta kicking him. Distance, move. Here, my face, boom. Shuffle out one way or the other. I am generally going to go to the opposite side of my foot because I prefer my lead teeth. It gets there quicker. It's harder to read. Because if I'm here and he starts walking in, I can get it up quicker. Then that allows me, as soon as my foot comes back down, I can cut back in, cut that in. If I'm a dirty southpaw, same thing. Bop. Here. Same concept. You're using that 6 inches, guys. That's all you're trying to create. 6 inches worth of space to give yourself an exit. Not 6 inches you lie to your girl about, actual 6 inches on a tape measure, right? So we're here. All I'm trying to do, Rel's walking me down. Stop. I don't need it to be. It's not what we're looking for. Not the kick. So you'll hear me talk about the difference in between a push kick and a tee. This is a true tee. It's boom. Get back just a little bit. It's a jab. It's same thing as a jab. That's what tee translates to. It's foot jab and tie. You can actually do the tie full translation. But because that's how the Thais use it, is they jab with their foot. So that's all I'm trying to do is get him to be like, hey man, that's a foot coming at me, not just your hand. Because then that's going to allow me, let's say I want to go out this way. He's walking me down. Bop. Great. I'm off to the side. Doesn't matter which way I want to go. Create that distance, move. Is the overarching theme of the day. Questions?
I have a question. So say that they're faster than you, and you do whatever, they super right. Can I see what that looks like?
So I'm here. Boom.
So then,
You're still defensively sound.
I just want to see that, see how close you. I just want to see how close you be, because if you're trying to get in the way, and now he's pushed your foot.
Yeah. So he goes,
He's in a better
boom.
position than what before.
Yeah, I'm still going to be up against the wall. And guess what? There's two other options to go. You need to go to that shin kick, and you can go to that hold. This one's a little bit longer range. It helps if you have a little bit more space. But even if he's in here close range, let's say we're here and we're not quite in a clinch, but I could clinch here. I can get that foot up here. It's all in the knee. The more I can drive my knee up, the tighter I can do this kick. So even if we're all butt chest to chest here, right? I can get that in head to head. So even if he does miss that first, I throw the first one, he clears it, he steps in. Or let's say he clears that first one. That foot works too. Makes sense? There's always counter to the counter, but realize it doesn't leave you in a bad position. Now, if I overextend myself, and let's say I was trying to do the big Sparta kick, yeah. But if I stay in my good stance here, I throw that kick, he clears it, I'm still in a good stance. That's why I'm emphasizing that staying balanced and not overextending, not doing all the range. Keeping in that good stance helps stop
So
it.
that's kind of what the T said, the T again is not like the T counters and earlier. That's short. So like if he does, you do end up like you slot down the way. If you see the game, who's that process like this?
No, I'm going to throw a knee through the sternum. That's what I'm going to do. I was proving the point. Yeah. So if I'm here, he clears that T. I'm doing that. But there are other options. As always, counter to the counter. Questions? Can. I wouldn't. You're already here. It doesn't hurt you to lean a little bit, but don't do the matrix to get there. Try to stay here. But if I'm here, no, because ropes will give you that little bit of a lean, that little bit of that spring effort. But if I'm here, I also don't want to lean way back into it, because that rebound forces you forward. So that's why even if I am going to lean in, it's just that last little bit that I'm going to do.
In your clinch, the back foot, you throw that T.
Always. Keeps that solid base. For those of you who have not done Kyokushin Kurante, that's how they teach all of their kicks. Starts out of that knee up position. I hit my work for it. But we used to have a Kyokushin coach.
If you're the guy on the wall against the southpaw, is it out of the question still to throw it back?
No,
Like,
either
versus
team
out
works.
there?
I prefer my front.
Oh, okay, so either or.
Yeah, I still even versus the dirty southpaws. Here's why I like this one. It slips under the jab. It naturally has a nice landing point. I think the rear one has more power, and I think lands a little bit more aggressively. It's a preference. Either foot can work. Make sense? 1, 2, 1.